Hello and welcome to Brandon Smith Rugby, and Leinster and Munster will lock horns in the PRO14 final down at the RDS on Saturday evening. Both teams top their conferences respectively in the competition this year, and they will face one another to see who will lift the trophy at the end of the day. Here is my preview of the game. I'm very excited for it. So if you're new here and you've not yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below. Over 80% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed. Let's see if we can change that. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, like the stream, and of course, as always, get your predictions in the comments down below. And because it's a huge clash, of course, we're going to do a watch long for this one. Leinster against Munster, going live at about 4:45 with kickoff at 5 o'clock. There'll be a link in the comments right now, so hit that link, like the stream, and also hit the reminder to know when we go live. Let's have a talk about how both teams got here. It's very interesting to have a look. Leinster top Conference A by finishing 7 points clear of second place Ulster, while Munster absolutely ran away with Conference B, topping that by 19 points clear of second place Connacht. The winners of this competition will become the 20th champion since the competition started in 2001 as the Celtic League, and also those two sides did face each other actually in that first game in the first final of the Celtic League, Leinster winning that one. Let's chat a little bit about Leinster. So Leinster coming into this one, I've had a very good year as always, but maybe not as good as last year as they went unbeaten. This year they've actually lost at home to Connacht and Ospreys. Ospreys very recently, in fact, their last game against the Ospreys, that was the game they lost in dramatic style, wasn't it? And as an Ospreys fan, I did enjoy that one. They have, in fact, beaten Munster on the past 5 games that they've faced one another. So there'll be maybe a little bit of a hoodoo there for the Munster lads to get over if they want to get the win here. Munster's last win against Leinster came back in December 2018 when they won at Thomond Park 26-17. And of all the 161 matches played between the two sides, Leinster have won 102 to Munster's 48. But can today be the day that we see a change? Let's have a look at how their form in finals looks. So Leinster have appeared in 9 of the 11 finals held since the playoffs in 2009, 2010, and the Dubliners are chasing their 8th title overall, and with 27-5 victors over Ulster last year, so they're looking to retain their title. Munster have been crowned champions 3 times in the past and have finished runners-up twice as well. And they last lifted the trophy after beating Leinster 19 points to 9 back in 2011. So it's a decade since Munster have won this competition. The last time they were in the final, of course, was against the Scarlets in 2017, and before that against Glasgow in 2015. So they have had experience in the final, although it's not been so good, has it? At all. So can that change today? Let's have a look at the two teams who have been picked for this one. Let's start with the home team, Leinster. This is how they line up. Hugo Keenan starts at fullback with Jordan Lama on the wing alongside Dave Carney. The centre then are Rory O'Loughlin and Robbie Henshaw. He's been in incredible form over the course of the Six Nations, hasn't he? Ross Byrne is at 10. Luke McGrath is captain. In the forwards then, starting with the front row, Cian Healy, Ronan Kelleher and Andrew Porter are the front row, with Devin Toner becoming the most capped player for Leinster today, playing that lock alongside Scott Fardy. Rhys Ruddock, Josh van der Fleer and Jack Conan are the back row right there. Very strong team for Leinster. Looking at Munster then, this is how they line up today. This is how the team has been picked. So starting with the backs, once again, Mike Haley starts at fullback with Andrew Conway and Keith Earls on the wing. Chris Farrell and Damien De Lande are in the centres. Joey Carberry starts this one, and Conor Murray also comes in after some Irish games. Then in the front row, James Cronin, Niall Scannell and John Ryan are the front row, with John Klein and Tag Byrne in the lot. Tag Byrne has been absolutely incredible for Ireland over the course of the Six Nations. You then have Gavin Coombs, Peter O'Mahony's captain, and of course CJ Stander. Final game for the side today in the PRO14. Be interesting to see if Munster can finish with a win. Let's have a chat about the key battles in this one. There's going to be a lot of big battles going across the pitch. And I think the big thing in this game is the battle of the breakdown. I think it's going to be massive. You look at the likes of Byrne, at the massive work he did at the breakdown for Ireland over the course of the Six Nations, and especially against England and Scotland, the impact that he had in both of those games was incredible. If the likes of Van der Fleer, if the likes of Jack Conan and Rhys Ruddock can really have an impact at the breakdown, it's really important that you feel like Munster slow this powerful juggernaut of a team that is Leinster. If Leinster can get their groove going, which we saw them against Ulster, where they were just pick and go and the drive was strong, they were getting over the game line every single time. They were so powerful. Munster need to slow that down, and Tadhg Beirne is going to be very, very key for that for Munster. It's interesting to see as well with the centres. Damien De Lande against Robbie Henshaw is going to be a massive clash, isn't it? Robbie Henshaw, in my opinion, really should be the starting lion for the series as it kicks off in the summer. He's had an incredible Six Nations, and his performance against England really epitomised why Ireland won that match, why they absolutely battered England in that one. Damien De Lande probably hasn't had the impact that many Munster fans would want, if we're being totally honest, but we know he's a world-class player. He's a Rugby World Cup winner with South Africa a couple of years ago. Very powerful ball carrier who will absolutely look to charge straight into the likes of Beirne to try and get them over the game line and target maybe some weaker areas. So where will this game be won and lost? As I said, I've already spoken about the breakdown, but discipline is going to be key as well. We've seen over the course of the season lots of red cards, lots of yellow cards, and we've seen in the Six Nations as well. Referees are very, very hot on these kind of topics, and in a game of such importance and so much pressure on both teams, there may be a few mistakes out there, a few hot heads. They need to keep their heads. They need to keep it disciplined. They need to play simple rugby and make sure that they don't get a man sent to the bin, because those types of moments can be pivotal in a match. And the final thing for me, something that I think that the Irish sides do excel at, is the territorial game. Something that, as a Wales fan, I think in the Welsh regions, we really struggle a little bit with that. I think Ireland's kicking game is world class. I think their ability to put teams into certain areas of the pitch is brilliant. And that's going to be really important today. It's about clearing your lines, not conceding cheap turnovers in your own 22 and in your own half, where the other team can look to counter from that. So how do I see this one going? Well, it could go two ways. Leinster could absolutely bully Munster and just simply go through the motions and absolutely batter this Munster team. I do think the fact that Leinster have beaten Munster on the past 5 occasions is certainly going to play into the minds of both camps. The only area I can really see Munster maybe having a little bit more dominance, I think Joey Carberry at 10 is massive for them, and he's a much better player than Beirne is at 10, in my opinion. It's going to be a tough afternoon for Munster. It's important that they get a strong start, that they look solid, that they really use the key players that they have in their team, such as De Lande, that their set piece is strong, something that we've seen with the driving maul. They can use that very, very well to much effect. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can do that. My heart says one thing, my head says something else, and I am going to back my head. I'm going to go with Leinster. I do think Leinster are going to get the job done today. I think it'll be close, and I think the fact that there's no crowd there does play a little bit into the game. So home advantage maybe isn't as such of a big thing, but of course, Munster have struggled at the RDS over recent years. I am going to back Munster to get the job done by 5 to 7 points, but I wouldn't be surprised if Munster get the job done today either. But as always, let me know your predictions in the comments below. Don't forget, as I said at the start, we are doing a watch along for this game. 4:45 will go live with kickoff at 5 p.m. Make sure that you've liked the video, that you've subscribed if you haven't already, and I'll see you later for the watch along. Peace.